What's up guys, Pro is glad to have you back. In this tutorial, I'll teach you a different and more effective way to trace a bitmap image in CorelDRAW. So we've talked about bitmaps, vector objects and trace in the previous tutorial. So make sure to check it out before proceeding to watch this video. Without further delay, let's get started. We start by importing the bitmap image. So before we proceed with the trace, keep in mind that this method requires more time and will also utilize some knowledge from our previous tutorials. To trace this bitmap image of the coffee cup, we are going to work in stages. We'll start with the cup, then move on to the plate and end with the flames. Let's now draw a rectangle for the cup. Let's now convert the rectangle object to a curve object. Select the rectangle, right click and select convert to curves. Or you can simply press Ctrl Q on your keyboard to convert the rectangle to a curve object. Then you can select the shape tool, or you can also double click on the object to automatically select the shape tool. So let's zoom into the object and adjust the nodes. Next, we'll convert the straight lines to curved lines and adjust the curvy arrows to match the layout of the cup. Perfect. Now let's draw an ellipse for this portion of the cup. So you select the ellipse tool. You will notice that when I wanted to adjust the size of the ellipse, it clips to the outline of the cup, and this is due to the snapping effect. So if we were to go to view, down here you will see snap tool, and you can snap to pixels, document grid, baseline grid, guidelines, object and page. And as you can see, object is selected by default. What this implies is that when you try to align two objects together, they will tend to attract each other. Their nodes, edge, center, midpoints can be attracted when they are close. Now, since we don't want this effect to disturb our trace, we can just come here and click on snap off. We can now adjust the ellipse to our preference. Let's draw a rectangle for the shadow element of the cup. So we just follow the same process. We convert the object to curve, adjust the node points, convert the straight lines to curved lines, adjust the curvy arrows to match the layout of the portion of the image that you would like to trace. Let's now move on to the cup handle. Always remember that fewer nodes make smoother curves. Now, when you zoom into this particular node, you will notice that we do not have a very smooth curve. You can solve this problem manually by adjusting the curvy arrows. But another way to do this more effectively is by creating another node close to the present node. Then we delete the previous node. and adjusting the curvy arrows of that particular node will affect both curves. So we'll draw another rectangle for the inside of the cup handle. So you might be wondering that why did I draw the cup handle on the cup itself? And this is because we can always utilize the weld, trim, intersect or simplify effect when the two objects overlap. We will now weld the coffee cup and its handle together. But first, let's trim out this portion of the handle. So we select the coffee cup and select the inner handle, then come up here and click on trim. We would now select the coffee cup, then select the outer handle, then click on weld. So we are done with the cup. Let's now move on to the plate. So you can draw an ellipse for the plate. We can also draw another ellipse for the inner plate. Next, let's draw another rectangle for the shadow element of the plate. Now you notice that the plate overlaps the coffee cup, and you also notice little gaps at the edges of the coffee cup. And there are several ways to approach this situation. The first way is to combine the two ellipses, then select the coffee cup, select the combined ellipses and trim it. Next, you will adjust the node points of the ellipses. And this affects the other node points. So you need to readjust them. Same with the other side. But as you can see, this method is very ineffective. A more effective way to do this is by using the contour tool. So we select the cup, then select contour tool, then let's create a contour outside the cup. Let's now break the contour apart from the main object. To do this, simply press Ctrl K on your keyboard. So we select the contour, then select the combined ellipses. Then come up here and click on trim. So we can now delete the contour. As you can see, we're able to have the desired shape without tampering with the plates. Finally, let's now trace the flames. Now the other flame has more complex curves. So instead of drawing a rectangle, let's make a shape with the Bezier tool. We can now follow the same procedures as before. So we have finally completed the trace of the coffee cup. Yay! So we now have a vector image. And you can give it any field that you want. So let's give the coffee cup a background. You will notice the white of the shadow and the handle, and if you want it to have the color of the background, you can manually change it. But a more effective way is by simply trimming them out. So let's select this white, then select the cup and trim it out. Then you can delete this. Now they will always have the color of the background. So guys, that's all for this tutorial. I hope you had fun with it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.